What is going on, all-terrain nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, you know the drill, guys. It does not matter what you drive, including Nissans, because this is your all-terrain nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. And we've got, look at him in his green outfit, man. We've got Danny putting in overtime for you guys. We are live, and Danny, I think this is the most pumped I've been for almost anything in the auto world. And for one, me and you we're Nissan enthusiasts. For one, we love the brand, but two, holy cow, man, it's been 17 years in the making. It's ridiculous, dude. But welcome in.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Good to see you. Good to be here. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this. It sucks that I have to be here at work for it, and like the technical difficulties of trying to do all this while still maintaining a semblance of order. But we're gonna try and get through it.
Right.
So if there's any technical difficulties with me, I'll just watch it and then I'll call in later or something.
Well, and we're definitely going to have some recap videos later on, too, so don't feel like this is the only thing we're doing on it. Nissan, right now, they're showing they had Eddie George and a few people just talking about, I think they learned a lesson from the last time they did this of just not having anything, and they had some disco thing going on that about put me in a coma, it seemed like. I was, like, freaking out all the colors, but... Dan, this, for one, guys, let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. Hopefully you can. Hopefully everything sounds all right. But this is your, basically, Nissan Nation. We are the Nissan Nation, well, Dan is now. But, guys, we've talked about this thing. Danny, together, me and you combined in the media have talked about this thing for 6 years. We've known about this truck for 3 years now. We've had pictures of the truck for over 2 years now. And it all comes down to today.
Yeah, we've been seriously just running at the tip of the spear on this thing just because we wanted it for so long. We've deserved it for a long time. So
right.
So it's about time. We need to see this stuff.
Well, guys, I always ask this, and it helps a lot. If you would like and share the video to anywhere that you love Nissan products or want them shared or whatever, there's a particular Nissan forum, one of the bigger ones on Facebook, that keep deleting my posts suddenly. So if you guys would share it, spam it, I don't care, man. Just help us out, help us spread the word. Me and Danny, what kind of aggravates me about that is we've been the guys pushing this news forever. I mean, we cover this stuff. Like, I've kind of lost some friendships over some of the things that I've done with this vehicle, and for it to be the moment that we're at now, like somebody to be kind of nasty about it, but I don't care. We're talking Frontier, and we are 11 minutes away, Dan. 11 minutes away.
Know.
And we're going to get
I'm titillated right now.
Right. And we're getting Pathfinder first. They're saving the truck for last, right? But
yeah, they're going to want you. They're going to want you to hold on there. They're going to tease you with a little Pathfinder that's probably not going to be as awesome as everybody wishes and hopes, but will still be pretty cool, I think.
Well,
and then we'll probably get the Frontier second.
Right. Well, we've seen the Pathfinder, and I'm not going to dog on it. It's a big improvement over the last one.
Yeah,
it's never been.
They don't
my
have
cup.
to do much.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Much to improve.
Yes, but let's see. But once again, guys, if you will smash the like buttons, I seriously cannot stress enough how much that actually helps the channel. So I'm actually going to do it on my own video here, and I got to watch an ad once again, an ad on my own channel. But let's see. Oh, Kevin.
Sorry, guys, I can't see the comments right now, Dave. So if something good comes across, if those guys are just the way that my thing's set up, trying to watch the Nissan stuff, and then having a YouTube video, and then having this going on with the way things are set up for me.
Right.
So if you get some good comments in there, you're gonna have to relay those to me.
Oh, Beast coming in with $9 as well, guys. Thank you. These super chats do help our channel a ton. So thank you for supporting us like that. Yeah. So the Pathfinder, Danny, we broke the news a long time ago, and nobody wanted to give us credit that the Pathfinder was getting a real transmission. And I had so many people emailing me going, Dave, you do not know what you're talking about. He's like, they don't even make a transmission that'll bolt up to the current Pathfinder. And I was like, guys, these are auto manufacturers. If they want to make it happen, they make it happen. And I think we all know how much the CVT has hurt the brand of Nissan. So I feel like they're trying to get away from that at the best they can. They want to get away from that that CVT, and when the last Pathfinder came out, they started showing all these pictures of it towing like RVs and stuff. And what did people do? They started towing RVs, and guess what happened? You overheated that CVT, and they were having a lot of problems with them. So I think Nissan's learned their lesson with this size of vehicle, and don't put that CVT transmission in it. Danny, what are some of the things that you're hoping that the Pathfinder will do?
Like kind of what you were touching on. I hope it has some kind of decent tow rating. That, again, no CVT. That I think we talked a little bit about this thing having a decent, like, 9-speed transmission, and it, enough to get something in the 4 to 6,000 range as far as towing. And it's kind of pushing it, but that'd be kind of nice. So if somebody wants to tow a little travel trailer around, and they don't want to ruin their vehicle doing it, that'd be cool.
Right.
It would be nice to have. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, the super chats are coming in today, man. We got
Nice.
Nissan Hawaii Nation. Our buddy Ronald just gave us $25. We got Kelly Degler that just gave us $20. Beast JD gave us $9.99, and then of course our buddy Kevin Monet with that $15. Man, thank you guys so much for the support.
Boys.
I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
What I was going to say is I'd like to see a little bit more ground clearance from it. Even it should at least compete with some of the super stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more of a blocky feel. Just, you don't have to have such soft lines on that vehicle, I think.
Right.
So that's kind of what I wanted to see post on this Pathy.
Well, I'm curious what our audience here thinks that this thing needs to be competitive. Trying to turn the volume down here. What do you guys think that the Pathfinder needs? And please don't come with a body on frame and all that, because, guys, that's not going back to a body on frame. Even though
kind of attainable things.
Yes, I think Jeeps has shown with like the Cherokee and stuff that you can build a unibody vehicle. Even the new unibody is freaking nice that they do, and it's very capable. I've seen it at Moab. Even their little turd Renegade is a unibody, and I've seen it go do off-roady things. So I don't think it has to be a frame anymore, but definitely a little more capable.
Yeah, and I think Land Rover, the LR2, kind of showed that thing could go a lot of really good places, and so it is pretty possible to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Right, and we were told about 2 years ago that when I started getting inside information on this vehicle, the Pathfinder, that it was going to start competing with the Land Rover just a little bit. Oh, Smitty's Garage! Smitty says he would give us more, but he needs car parts. Well, Smitty, you need to invest more into Doggy Coin. But yeah, I think definitely capabilities. It needs to, obviously the inside, we've all seen what the Rogue looks like. It's no secret that the Pathfinder is just stepping that up even more. I think that the insides are taken care of. Nissan's really worked their interiors pretty good. Now on the Frontier side, we've argued about what I think we're going to see for the Frontier, and me and Danny have, and but I think the outside is what sells the cars initially, and I think what they're going to see of the new Pathfinder is going to be pretty nice, Dan.
Yeah, I'm expecting the interior to have a lot of luxury stuff. You got to think this is going up, and I've talked about it before. The Kia Telluride and the Explorer, those things have a lot of really nice interior features, so they're going to have to hold the bar against what's being offered in that market right now. So, and there's a lot of features in both those vehicles I just mentioned. So they got to get that going.
Right. Hey, Tim with Pickup Truck and SUV Talk. If you'd like to do a live stream right after this, let me know. Talking about what you know about these and I know. And somebody was asking about the jerseys. These are something potentially I'm thinking about selling. Obviously, the 20 is for 2020 when we kicked off the show, but they wouldn't be cheap, guys. And so I'm a little. Oh, Logan Clark, give us a $20. He snuck that in there, man. You guys have.
What's up, Logan? Thanks, buddy.
You guys are being so kind to us, man. And once again, that money does help these things grow. So I do appreciate it. And I feel like they know how hard we've worked on this, Dan. Oh, John Walsh with a 10. Yeah. Thank you, John Walsh.
I think they're pulling for us.
They're pulling for the little guy, the little Nissan guy.
Dan, we got Tim Tebow chatting with us right now, apparently on the Nissan Next Experience.
We do. Oh wait, they're doing the Heisman, and then they have Bree on here, which Larson, that you guys know my feeling on this. Dan the man, what is going on? But for the home run, for the truck to be a home run, Dan, what are something that it needs? Obviously styling, but what does it need to improve on from the last generation? Say Pro4x.
I do think that they need to have different off-road modes. That's in almost everything now. Where they have sand road, rock mode, or whatever it is. They have to have some kind of traction control type off-road mode.
Yeah.
To be viable in the market, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Those things really help, especially beginners that don't quite know, and that keeps them from getting stuck and stuff like sand and whatnot. I expect to see that. I don't know if we're going to get that or not, but it would behoove Nissan to be able to have something like that. Of course, we want the front locker. I don't think it's going to get it. I think they'll stick with the rear locker for Pro4x version. As far as just the standard models, I think having things like adaptive cruise control and stuff like that across the line would be really, really nice. So even you can get into a vehicle that has a lot of those cool features, even in the entry level stuff, which Nissan's kind of doing. They're kind of putting a lot of that safety shield 360 stuff in a lot of. We saw that in Titan, where they put it in a lot of the entry level vehicles or a lot across the line, I should say. In a lot of the entry level vehicles, you still have a lot of that stuff. So I kind of expect to see that. I'm kind of unsure, what this would say. Other models and stuff, you kind of see what they're going with, but this is, again, we haven't seen an updated version of this in forever. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to put, how much did they put everything they had into this, and that's why it took for so long, or is this just kind of like, we got to get this out, let's just put in what we have,
Right. No, and here's what I can tell you guys. I'm going to go to the live feed in just a second, but I can tell you guys, you're not going to learn a lot of technical stuff today. They're going to show you the vehicle. They're going to talk about the styling. There's probably some designer going to come out and tell you about what inspired, what fish or piece of wood that inspired him to design it like this. So we pretty much know the engine. And other than that, we're going to see some colors of this thing. And there you go. No, my understanding, Smitty, is it's a ZF transmission. So let me. We got 2 minutes. I'm going to break over to the video. You can still see me and Danny up there. I'm gonna turn the sound up just a little bit.
Yeah, we got about 2 minutes. It looks like.
Yep. You can see their Heisman commercials. But I wanna everybody get your interest in line here. That you're not gonna. They're showing you the vehicle, just like the Z when we did the Proto Z. But they didn't tell you much else. So let's get our expectations in line here. That what we're gonna see. And once again, guys, 32 likes on this thing. I got 109 viewers. If we could, if you haven't yet, please, when you like this, it tells people that, oh, hey, there's the All-Terrain Nation out there, and they're talking about maybe my favorite brand, whether it be Nissan or any other brand that we ever talk about. So thank you guys for all the love. And we are a minute away, Dan, in a minute 05. And guys, 1 to 10, what does this need to be for Nissan? How much of a home run does this need to be? I'm saying this needs to be a 10. This needs to be a complete home run.
I agree. I think the Pathfinder is less of a needs to be 10. I think the Pathfinder is just gonna fill the niche in the market, but it's not an enthusiast type of vehicle anymore. So they just have to do decently on the Pathfinder, but the Frontier is probably the most awaited. Besides the Z, is probably the most awaited vehicle that they've been putting out in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just us, but that's how I feel.
Hey, at least they're using Tim Tebow in this thing instead of the girl that nobody likes. I'm gonna turn the volume up on this, Dan, and let's see. Y'all let me know if it's loud enough.
And I'm gonna have to mute myself so I can hear.
What, Dan? I'm sorry.
Systems. I'm gonna have to mute myself so I can hear my systems.
Can you guys hear the sound? Okay, let me know. 17 years in the making, a lot of gray hairs, and it's time to talk Pathfinder and Frontier here on All-Terrain Nation.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tim Tebow.
And I'm Eddie George. We're in my hometown, Nashville, Tennessee, and home to Nissan North America.
We're here at the Music City Center, where the Nissan Next experience is about to get started.
That's right. Let's get this thing rolling. Tim and I are here today to help Nissan show the world for the very first time two exciting new 2022 models the all-new Pathfinder SUV.
Yes.
And the Frontier pickup.
Ooh, you got me hyped, Eddie. As Heisman House residents, we get to spend a lot of time filming every year the Heisman House commercials.
We drive the production team crazy, taking the cars out for a spin, and they hate our random drives on set.
But today we've promised to behave.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, sort of.
Just a little bit.
Especially around the 2 new star vehicles. So it's time to get this party, well, kicked off.
Hey, take it away.
Pumped, guys. I'm pumped.
Life, ever in motion, evolving and transforming all around us. New horizons appear and reveal the road ahead, ever faster, more expansive, more thrilling, leading us forward to what's next. At Nissan, it's in our DNA to explore, in our spirit to innovate, to build cars that move you, that make your heart race, that help you conquer new territories, and that make sure you have fun while you're doing it. So, what's next for us? A lineup of vehicles that dare to do what others don't. Injecting thrill into everything you do. With advanced tech that thinks with you. Rugged performance that moves with you. And new forms of energy that empower you. It's a new day for Nissan. From A to Z.
We need an X in there, Dan. We need an X.
You better hang on.
And there's Allison.
Hi.
What is she wearing?
I'm Allison Witherspoon. As Nissan's
What
U.S.
the-
Chief Marketing Officer, my job is to tell the story of the Nissan brand, our vehicles, dealers, and our more than 17,000 U.S. employees. Sometimes these stories are told in commercials, with the help of great spokespeople like Brie Larson,
Drop the taco, get in the car.
and Heisman House residents Tim and Eddie. And sometimes our stories are shared through social media and special events, like with today's world debut of the all-new 2022 Pathfinder and Frontier. I want to say just a few words
Thank you for all
about
179 in
Nissan,
the
where
view.
we've been, where we are now, and where we're going. As a storyteller, I found that the most powerful way to tell a story is with great visuals, like these new members of the Nissan lineup that you can see all around me. Last May, we rolled out a blueprint for transforming the company around the world. It's called Nissan Next. In the car business, we often talk about journeys. Nissan Next is about our journey of transformation in our business approach, our corporate culture, and especially in our products. As a company,
Kinda
we made
going on here.
promises when we unveiled Nissan Next.
selling
Promises
the
for
brand
a
here,
new
Dan.
lineup here in the US. And as you
And they
can
know on
see,
this video they're gonna
this
get a lot of
has been a
attention,
promise
so-
that has been kept. Take this beautiful new Aria.
Which I'm
As
excited
the
about
company's
the Aria. I
first
can't wait to drive
ever
that one.
all-electric crossover, it is Nissan's ultimate expression of style and technology. With an estimated range of up to 300 miles and advanced
I agree, Tim.
E-Force twin-motor all-wheel drive, Aria is the first of the new generation of Nissan EVs coming to
Yeah,
the
the Aria is
marketplace.
probably one
Also
of the
among the
things
new
I've seen there.
vehicles that will lead Nissan into the future is a true legend. The Nissan Z Proto is a hint of the next generation Z that
It's
you'll
so much
see
of a
in
hint, but
production
that's
form
basically it.
later this year. The
Mine-
all-new
mine is a couple
2021
tweaks.
Rogue has raised the bar for technology and safety features, which has made it a hit for young families. The redesigned kicks brought an affordable beach
We're gonna go
vibe
get another
to the
beer.
compact crossover segment and continues to break new ground. And this new 2021 Armada blends refinement and brute strength in a great-looking full-size SUV. Finally, let's talk about sedans, We see a strong future for our four-door lineup, especially with younger buyers. We're reimagining the traditional sedan with award-winning new designs
So we're
like
gonna take a
Sentra.
halftime
And there
break
are
on this
more
one.
new vehicles
Everybody go to
coming
the
in
bathroom
just a
and,
few minutes. Two iconic Nissan models. So you can see how Nissan is changing our product. We've also changed our
Hey, I
company,
used to be right there.
our business
I've been
principles,
right on that line right
our
there.
culture, and even how we bring these great
didn't
new
clap, though, every
vehicles
time
to our
a vehicle
customers
drove off,
on
but
their
I've
own
been there.
terms. It's called Nissan at Home,
There
which
you go,
gives
guys.
customers
Drinking
the
Nissan.
ability
Dave,
to
mentioned
purchase
the
a
fact
vehicle
that he worked on
completely
Nissan on the
online.
Nissan factory line.
This includes scheduling and completing a
This
test
is actually
drive,
pretty cool here.
managing the purchase process, taking delivery, and handling service needs from a computer, a tablet,
It's almost
or a
like your
smartphone.
dealership's just going to be
We're
Amazon.
rolling it out
and they
now
just deliver it to you.
nationwide, and our customers and dealers who have used the system love the experience. In the end, I'm here
Till
to
my
tell you the
10-year-old
story that
starts buying
Nissan
cars.
is not only back, but we are stronger than ever. With a product lineup designed to thrill
it just
customers
shows
from
up.
A
Kinda like,
to Z.
what's this purchase for
Now,
$400
this
worth
seems
of
like the
Robux?
perfect time for a first look at the
Why did a
all-new
GTR show up to my door?
2022 Pathfinder and Frontier. Let's do it.
Allison is a rock star, though. I had poke fun, but oh, cool! It's like just like the Ford that we saw the other day, except it's a girl waking up.
I will say, when compared to the Ford ad video, Ford was like 75% truck. This is like 75%
There it is. Instantly, guys, let me know in the comments below 1 through 10 what you've just seen before you know anything else. Give me a 1 through 10 real quick. Let's see what's y'all think real quick. And it looks a lot like the Nismo Frontier that we showed everybody last year.
Wow. The new Pathfinder and Frontier
does.
look impressive. Actually, the Pathfinder kind of reminds me of a quarterback. Handsome, agile, and athletic.
Quarterback. Well, I think the Frontier nails the rough and rugged look, ready to go anywhere look like a running back.
To hear more about the Pathfinder, let's go right to the source, all right? For the head of global design for
man,
Nissan,
keep getting
Alfonso Abaiza,
Here we go,
in his
Alfonso.
studio in Japan.
Here comes the art house part.
Thanks, Tim. And hi to everyone back in Nashville. It's really a great honor to be here, even though it's virtually. We thought that wouldn't this be a great opportunity then to really not only talk about the great cars that are coming, but to also give you a sense of where we live, this kind of our little private Xanadu design center, especially since it's so modern, so clean, and almost
Everything modern is
300
clean.
yards long.
I've never seen
we
dirty
are
modern.
really
I
privileged
like
to
dirty
have
modern.
such a creative
Especially in a
environment
pickup truck.
to work in. So this is going to be a great opportunity to talk about our new babies, but also to show you where we live. So we're going to start with Pathfinder, and this project has
Okay, I
great
like the-
meaning for
the
myself
tagline.
because when I joined Nissan, actually the two-door Pathfinder was already out, just out about 2 years. And it was really one of the reasons, I really fell in love with the idea of joining Nissan and designing
I thought the
trucks.
Z
And
was. When we
today
watched
I
Proto
have
Z, it was the Proto
Ken
Z,
with
the
me,
Z
who
that
is
made me fall in
a
love.
senior design director of all of our trucks.
Yeah, so super excited when I learned that we're doing the next Pathfinder. And of course, the first thing I did was print out a bunch of old pictures of the mid-'80s, the first Pathfinder. I have those on my wall. And we looked at, what made it special, starting with the proportion.
Probably
It was
price.
tough, but yet
was a big
advanced at
thing.
the same time. So we looked at that and we started doing sketches and little clay models that try to emulate that spirit and that feeling. That comes from, one thing is the nuances and attention to detail of surfacing. If you remember the original Pathfinders, it's famous for the blister fenders. I think it gives it a unique look. And here we have the blister fenders, but done in a new way, using this U-shaped highlight.
So as we were following in love with this new sense of muscle and ruggedness, we were never forgetting actually that the Pathfinder has become a member of everyone's family because of its functionality. And we've built on that. So even the
member of
third
your
row,
family
which
now,
has
Dan, you
become
didn't know
much
it.
more roomy,
It's in
with
there.
3 adults being able to sit in the back. And also this sense of the ample cabin, that even though
the interior does look
this
great on
car is about adventure and ruggedness, that it still needs to deliver this new level of premium and comfortable interior. Also allowing technology to shape the interior, and all the digital zone is at one
we could
level,
gauge read out, like the
close
Z
to
that we
the
saw in the
horizon
Z.
line, so that our customers,
Yeah,
while
I
they're
really
driving,
I really
they're
like
not
the interior. Looks real
dropping their
cockpity,
eyes and searching for
big
the
fan of how that
information that
looks.
they need
And
to
you know
get.
this is a platinum. This
Well,
is a
thank you for
platinum
letting me
version, too.
taking
Yeah,
you a quick walk around the Pathfinder. Back to Nashville.
Thanks for the inside scoop, Alfonso. What a treat to get a look behind the scenes with you in Japan.
So we've seen how cool it looks.
Technology's great.
Now let's get more details about what's under the hood.
For that, let's go to the real insider here in the States.
The chief gearhead, or they say, right?
He knows everything about the new Pathfinder. Jared, over to you.
Thanks, Tim and Eddie. Hi, I'm Jared Haslam, Vice President of Product and Services Planning here at Nissan North America. My team and I are the voice of the customer, and our job is to know what Nissan customers want and work to make sure their voices are heard in the products we create. For 35 years, Pathfinder has been one of Nissan's best-known and most loved models, so customers have a lot to say. We've taken their feedback to heart while developing the 2022 Pathfinder, which is all new from the ground up.
It is a
The all-new
22.
Pathfinder is just right for a generation of outdoor enthusiasts who are ready for adventure, who seek
is not
power,
an Xterra,
comfort,
guys.
connectivity,
Don't let them
and
sell you on
safety.
that.
Let me
Well,
show
I like
you
that
how,
Pathfinder in the
starting
door
with the
there.
pairing of the standard 284 horsepower, 3.5-liter
told you this 2
V6,
weeks ago, I
and
believe.
an all-new 9-speed automatic transmission.
There you go,
You'll
guys.
feel
I
a
told you
dramatic
a year and a
improvement
half
the
ago,
very
9
moment
speed,
you
and people
first
call
hit
me
the
crazy.
gas pedal. This new dynamic combination provides smooth and direct access to power whenever you need it. It just feels confident
Remember I told
and
y'all they were
strong.
testing them out in
Pathfinder's
Moab?
intelligent four-wheel drive system has a new 7-position drive and terrain mode selector, including snow, sand, and mud settings, helping you tackle adventures with even more confidence. The drive and terrain mode selector also features a tow mode when you want to take advantage of Pathfinder's best-in-class 6,000-pound towing capacity.
I really
and our
do like that
Pathfinder
Pathfinder
customers
in the
do
door
tow
there, in
a
the
lot.
side doors.
To help them, trailer sway control is standard on every single Pathfinder.
agree that,
That'll give
it
you
gives
more
it a nice
confidence
little-
when towing
little
boats,
body line
ATVs,
and,
campers, or
awesome.
trailers.
I like that.
And a completely new
the drive mode. That's
electric
cool stuff,
power
dude.
steering system provides confident handling with that sporty Nissan feel that our customers love. Of course, wherever your adventures lead, you want to stay connected. When we spoke to Pathfinder owners, we looked at what they were expecting when it comes to connectivity, driver
Keep the side
assistance, and
up, that
safety
green dot.
technologies. We're delivering them our best, including ProPilot Assist
I like
with
that the
NaviLink,
interior does look
which
new.
takes some of the stress
Other
out
than,
of
like,
driving,
if you look at the
especially in heavy
heating and air
traffic or on long
controls,
road trips. A large,
which were brought
fully
out with Rogue, so it's
customizable
still
digital
new.
dashboard,
Everything
as well
looks
as a
new.
new head-up display to help keep the driver's eyes on the
that center
road.
screen
And for
looks
both drivers
amazing.
and passengers, a large 9-inch center
I'm
touchscreen
not big on
display,
having a
giving
screen
access to
stick
the
up in
standard
your-
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Available
it's
wireless
gotten
Apple
a little bit
CarPlay
more,
and
I will
Wi-Fi
say that
hotspot,
anytime
as
they
well
cut
as a
like
Bose
the
premium audio system
shot,
with
the
13
hips on it,
speakers.
the little,
And wherever
kickouts
you go, in
look
town
really
or
good
on
to
a
me,
long,
where they-
far-flung
they
adventure,
brought that
you
up
want to
to
find
the-
your way safely home. We've made Nissan Safety Shield 360, which includes the most sought-after safety features, standard across the lineup. Plus, the all-new Pathfinder offers standard, class-exclusive, intelligent forward collision warning that can sense one car ahead of the vehicle in front of you. This brief introduction just scratches the surface of this thrilling-to-drive,
mud tires there,
rugged,
looks all right.
all-new 2022 Pathfinder, which goes on sale this summer. Now, back to Eddie and Tim.
Wow,
There you
man.
are. There's your
Again,
Pathfinder
there
so
is an
far.
amazing amount of tech in this new Pathfinder, Tim. I mean, listen, for
Summer
me,
2021.
it is the wireless charging, without a doubt.
There's no doubt, it just makes it so easy. Also, it's a 4-wheel drive, and I love all that room. This thing is perfect for some TiVo family adventures, maybe this summer. Looks rough and ready. Kind of
Lord
like
knows
you,
he's not
Eddie.
going to pass it to Eddie
I'm
for the
fine
next
with
one.
that. I'll
It's
take that as a
TiVo.
compliment, I guess.
just run it over to
so,
him.
it's now time to check out the long-awaited new frontier. Let's go back to Japan to hear from our favorite car designer, Alfonso I'll buy
He's
some.
not my favorite car.
Thank you, Eddie, and thanks to everyone back in Nashville.
Easter eggs
When
back
we
there?
started thinking about the next Frontier,
Oh,
this
look at it
was
getting
another
some
one of these
Duratrax.
very great project, very heavy burden.
Are those
Because
Duratrax?
as everyone knows, Frontier has been around for a while, and it's a
Getting
great
buffered too much
vehicle.
now.
But the world has changed dramatically, and the role of this mid-sized pickup truck has also changed.
Dan the man likes that.
Where much more it's about a lifestyle, this sense of adventurous spirit. And
I will say
a
it
new
doesn't look as tight
redesigning and redefining
outside as we
of
thought
the
it might.
Frontier was our opportunity. So right off the bat, we wanted to bring in this sense of this chiseled, athletic, go anywhere DNA that our frame vehicles have. A lot like the Pathfinder, but even more so. Even though we wanted a sense of athleticism, still the hood is coming off so remarkably horizontal.
Not a fan of those wheels,
And
though.
again, the face is so brutally vertical.
like 'em.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, there are many intricate movements.
This is like a
so for
cardboard.
instance,
The
like
grill's
on
not even real there.
Pathfinder, the fender flips around and locks into the two signatures. Again, bringing this blend of technology and adventure.
looks like the Warrior- or
and
the,
our new
Nismo, Dan.
interlocking grille, which is on Titan and which is on the Frontier, which represents the frame of the vehicle holding on to the engine. And of course, a little bit playful
Look for-
in
they've
our
done for ground
attitude
clearance,
about
though.
naming.
Look
So
how
the
that
Frontier
bumper's tucked up.
is embossed in the grille.
Which I don't care for.
Also
Frontier.
bringing
That
in
was-
some
that was
cues
something I noticed a
of
lot
our
before
wonderful
it's-
Titan.
Look at the rear bumper too.
We
They've done what
raised
Toyota
the
does.
rear
Let's
bed
tuck it up under there.
significantly. We also created this interlocking rear combination lamp that
I
is
like the
chiseled
taillights.
into
I like those a lot.
the rear fender.
I like how they blend with
All
the
of
front
these
lights.
things were really part of making the new Frontier look
They
not
all look
only
like they were just
super
kinda stuck
strong,
in. You know,
but
they're real
also
basic.
athletic.
And look
this
at
sense
the
of
look at the
going
panels on the
anywhere.
side. That's something like the old
And when you
Frontiers
open the
would have done.
doors to the Frontier, you'll see that also we took this sense of athletic
like that.
gear
I
or
like them
extreme
seats.
gear for
Look at
rock
that.
climbing and things like
Oh,
that
wow.
to
There
another
you
level
go.
where the elements themselves are quite rugged.
That-
With a
Warrior
lot of
style,
grab
dude.
handles
That's
and things
awesome.
like that.
are bad.
But on the other
Ass.
side, that you have a full display.
All right, Nissan, you
that's
just won me over.
digital, And this
That's
mixing of
friggin'
digital
amazing.
and
Get that
rugged
radio out of
elements,
there, though. Get that radio
is
out.
very
of there.
much connected to our customer
It looks
who
a lot
lives
bigger.
that.
It is bigger.
Mostly on the weekends, but they
But I'm
live
saying
and
it
dream
looks like a
about
pretty
that.
standard, like,
Well, thank you for
Apple
letting
Play
me
style.
taking you a quick walk around the Pathfinder and the Frontier. So as my part is nearly finished, I'm
Love all
going
those Ford
to
accents in there.
say
Yeah, the
goodbye
interior
in
is-
the
is
best way
very,
I
very
can,
nice.
which is to get inside
Very
of
cool.
my
Better
little
than what I
baby
expected.
and break a couple of rules and drive out of the studio. So back to Nashville.
Thanks, Alfonso. Look, I am really loving the tough look on this truck. My goodness. I'll be ready to take on a little glamping.
Glamping.
Yes, glamorous camping, Timmy.
Jared, tell us a little bit more about what this truck can do.
What?
Glamping.
Thanks, Tim and Eddie. Nissan's proud and extensive history with pickup trucks dates to 1959 when we introduced the first compact pickup truck of its kind in the U.S. And the pickup has been a cornerstone of Nissan's lineup
Dan,
ever
that
since.
Frontier's a lot better than I
That's
thought it
more
was.
than 62 years.
All put together.
But what is a pickup? For our customers, it's not just a way to get from
Completely
point
agree. I
A
think as
to
soon as I saw
point
the
B,
interior, I
but a
went,
key
yeah,
partner
yeah,
in their lives for work
nailed
and
it. That
play.
was, you know, there's-
And the
there's kind of
all-new
a
2022
question.
Nissan Frontier
What
will
else
give
can I
even
dislike?
more to the customer.
pretty
We
friggin'
spent a lot of time
I
with
don't
Frontier
want-
customers, and they told us they loved Frontier's size and nimbleness. Frontier remains a true right-sized mid-sized truck, about the same size as the previous model.
Right size.
Also, and this is no surprise, power is important to our customers. Featuring a standard 3.8-liter V6 engine, Frontier produces best-in-class 310
didn't bump it up,
horsepower.
man.
Matched to the engine is a 9-speed automatic transmission, which is designed to maximize
torque's gonna be
efficiency
281
and
still.
provide strong acceleration. And of course, it's available in two-wheel drive or with a proven shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive system. Of course,
I didn't
towing is
expect anything
important.
less
To
than
make
that.
sure our
I
customers can
was
pull
positive
whatever they
that's where we're
need,
gonna
Frontier's maximum towing capacity is a full 6,720 pounds, with trailer
That's great,
sway
Mose.
control now standard on all models. And a new suspension and steering system provide the Frontier best level ride and handling, but there's more. Our customers want usable high-tech features, all new for 2022 and a first on any Nissan vehicle. Intelligent around view monitor with off-road mode.
Yep.
As you can imagine, this system is perfect for negotiating tight
I think
canyon
aftermarket
crawls
needs to come
or
up with a
trails.
better grill.
Inside,
the burger's
is
too
a
big,
sanctuary.
in my opinion.
Our
They
true
could've just put
cut
Nissan
above
there
and
and it
what's
would've looked
going
a lot
to
better.
wow our customers. An available 9-inch touchscreen display, the largest in class, the perfect size to display the canyon crawling views from the intelligent around view monitor. And all Frontier
hood looks
trim
good.
levels feature standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Guys,
Wi-Fi,
all 263 of you
wireless
guys, if you'll
smartphone
smash
charging,
the like button,
and
I
a
would appreciate it
9-speaker
greatly for us
Fender
bringing you this
Premium
coverage.
audio system are also available. All useful for work and play. The interior design is modern and functional, and our customers tell us that storage is absolutely critical. So we
Oh, I like that
responded
charging
with
port.
4 liters of center console storage.
Look at that
It's
charging area.
almost double the size of most mid-sized pickups. Our proven zero-gravity seat technology is now standard on Frontier. These seats are life changers for those long drives. Now, to give drivers peace of mind, 2022 Frontier trucks have Nissan Safety Shield 360
seats are the same as
available
the Titan.
on
We'll be happy
all
with
trim
that for
levels,
sure.
Yes.
as well as 8 standard airbags.
It's definitely the same
Now, I've
steering
gone
wheel.
fast, and I know that there's so much more to cover. I'll end with this for now. The 2022 Frontier sets the new standard
looks really
for the
cool, too.
midsize truck
Yeah, I
segment,
don't like those tires. though.
making life easier, more fun, and more versatile for any adventure. And it goes on sale later this summer. Now,
Later
Let's go
summer
back to Allison
by
again.
this fall. Let's call it this fall.
Eddie, I
guys.
got to tell you, this Frontier looks so sweet.
It looks sweet, Tim. I agree with you, but I tell you what, that Pathfinder, Tim, the color is scarlet.
Elegant.
Yeah,
Hey, Allison.
All right,
Hey.
all right. There's enough for everybody. All right, Tim and Eddie. We have been talking today about Nissan Next and the bold and important
Guys, do not leave
changes
this
that
just
we're
yet because me and Dan
making
are
as a
going to
company.
discuss this just for a little
And
bit. And if
we've
Dan's
now
got to go, I
also
will
seen
continue to
the
discuss
all-new
this thing for a little
2022
bit
Pathfinder
longer.
and Frontier.
I'm
And
curious
these are
what y'all
two
think.
icons
Dan,
that are
something I'm
completely
not
reborn.
seeing.
No doubt
is
about
the
it.
rear
You know, guys,
suspension.
2020 has been a tough year
I'm going
for
through
all
a
of
lot
us.
of the media
and I
pictures
think
right
we've
now.
all been feeling that sense of isolation and missing the
And
freedom to get outdoors,
I'm
to
sure
hit the
it's
road,
spring, but
just
they-
go connect
it's
with friends
done
and
way
family.
different than they've done
Tim,
it before.
you're
It's
totally
very
right.
tucked up.
2020 has forced all of us to reprioritize. And
I
at
poured over a
Nissan,
bunch of,
our
the,
priorities
spy
are to
photos and
thrill
stuff, and
our
it's definitely
customers.
re-released.
And we've got that lineup to do
other
just
than
that
we
and
haven't
to
really seen
take you
anything as far
on
as
that road
suspension's
trip,
concerned, but
whether
it's
it's
100%
across the
re-released.
city or if it's even across the country.
Now, there's one problem I have with this lineup, Allison.
Yeah?
You know what it is?
What is it?
Which one do I choose? I mean, really, all of these
That is a big
cars,
problem.
It is a
We'll go through
huge
these pictures
problem.
in
I
just a
tell
minute
you
with
what,
y'all,
but
too.
seriously, I'm with you. I can't wait to get back behind the wheel and get out on the road again.
And I can't wait to see you at next year's Heisman House.
I need my blanket back, by the way.
No, it's mine.
It's
All right.
mine. Look, we'll
We'll deal with this later.
All right, Tim and Eddie, we love having you as part of the Nissan Heisman House, and we love having you as part of the Nissan family.
We love being
Y'all
a
stick
part of it.
around for a
Thank
few
you,
more.
Allison.
because
Absolutely,
we're
we'll
gonna break
definitely
this
thank
down for
you.
everybody.
And I can't wait to see all these new Nissan vehicles at
This
the
was
Heisman
actually
House.
filmed
it's gonna
about
be
a month
sweet.
ago.
And also, we have to
'Cause
thank
the
Jared and
Z's not even
Alfonso
there anymore. It's
for
back in
joining us
Japan.
today as well. But most importantly, thank you all for
Yes.
tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
honored to be presenting the latest Nissan has to offer to you all. Please check out all of the extra and exclusive content that will be available right here at nissanusa.com/live.
Now back to business. That Pathfinder matches your shirt, and it's my car, and that's the end of it.
Eddie, just go sit in the Frontier, okay?
Well, there you go, everybody. There was your reveals. And Dan, give me your. I'm gonna pull some of these pictures in real quick. So if you'll give me your first off, what you thought, and we'll go from there.
For sure, Dave. Pathfinder, we saw a couple pictures of it. I don't think I got the angles as well, so I was less excited. I'm pretty stoked on it. I like the way it looks. They brought a little bit of beefiness back to it. I like when they put that. They showed the green one with some off-road tires. Looks a little bit bit more legit. I'm guessing it's a all-wheel drive type of scenario with little terrain modes, which might be nice. It might. Interested to see how all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive that it really is. So super cool. I'm excited to suggest that one to the wife. As far Frontier is concerned, I think they smashed it. I don't know if they hit it out of the park, but it's definitely going to be a minimum of a triple. The no terrain modes kind of throws me for a loop. I mean, on one hand, I'd rather have less electronics in the 4-wheel drive system,
Right.
from a purist, real off-road kind of a situation. But at the same time, does it keep costs down on the truck? Does it help, or does it make it less competitive against the Toyota? I'm hoping that they decided to not go with it to keep costs down so they could, be a little bit more competitive on price, which I'm okay with that. I thought that they would probably put it in to be competitive, but, maybe that was the decision that they made. The interior looks, like I said earlier, the interior looks really, really cool. I think it's fresh. It's futuristic enough, etc. That it's going to be a big competitor against Toyota, if you ask me. All the lights look really good. Body lines are killer. Nice clearance front and rear. Like I said, the tightness of the grille. There's a lot of little things that I noticed on my Frontier, that's so old that isn't quite as the finish isn't there. This looks like it has really rad finish.
Right.
I think the entertainment center is good. I don't really see any big bad things with it off the bat that I'm disappointed in.
Right. Well, so I've got guys. I'm going to pull up some pictures. We'll go through these pictures. Danny's going to have a little bit of. He's going to be playing catch up with these just a little bit. So I'll go a little slower than normal. All right. So the first picture we have up here shows the truck out kind of in the desert, and I've seen this truck enough I kind of knew what was coming outside. There's just a couple little tweaks that I wasn't expecting. But if you looked at our Nismo version, it's basically there. People called us liars for that. I'm sorry. It's all there. And I think you're still going to see a Nismo version. I think you're going to see the Nismo version in 23. And why I know that is because Nissan was telling dealers, and I've got this from multiple dealers, that Nissan said we wanted to launch the Frontier, then the next year we wanted to do a kind of Raptor-ish Nismo. So, and that's been a while since I've talked to any of the dealers about this info, but that's what's coming. So the Pro4x is out. Obviously, I think the tires look a little weak on it. The one that we saw with Alfonso, those look great. Putting some Duratrack, something aggressive looking. For a Pro4x, that's what it's got to be, Dan. It's got to look the part. And obviously Pro4x looks a little lifted compared to the other ones. So, and we'll get more this spring. We're going to get more info on that. But outside, the wheels don't do anything for me, but those wheels they're basically the Titan Pro4x wheels, and they don't do anything for me on the Titan either. But wheels are so easy to change, man, and tires are easy to change. Sometimes when you're financing a $45,000 truck, you'd not like to go take another $1,500 ding at your tire shop, right, Dan?
Yeah, I agree. I could totally live with the wheels, the tires. Obviously you want something a little more aggressive or whatever. But I think it's just funny thinking though about the reveal of the Raptor versus the reveal of the Pro4x.
Yes, let's get into that.
I didn't see that. I didn't see this thing doing any real off-roading at all.
No.
I mean.
No, it hasn't.
The Raptor, they're flying the thing off of. I mean, I'm not expecting them to jump this thing, but show this thing tearing it up, dude. That's what this is. If they want to get this market, especially if they're going to bring out the Pro4x, because that's obviously the one that they want everybody to see because it's the best looking. It's got all the cool trim, etc.
Right.
If you want people to get excited about this truck, go beat the piss out of it in the desert and show that video.
Yes. I think it's coming. I think you're going to see some of that.
I hope so, but for the reveal, let's see a little bit more. There was, like I said before,
so Dan,
there was
why do you think that you're not seeing that right now? Let me tell you why. Because this truck is not done. They've not done the first trial version of this truck at the factory, so they don't have a lot to go from for beating it up. Now, granted, Nissan has a horrible history.
Two or three.
Yeah, Nissan has a horrible history of releasing vehicles late. They miss deadlines or whatever. Not that they've given a deadline on this, but so they've been way behind on this thing. They're COVID. Unfortunately, COVID, I was told, put them back It was 60 days last spring, then 90 days, and now it's 6 months they're behind. So they needed Nissan had so many people hitting them up going, hey, we want to see the Frontier. Dealers were pushing hard. Pictures like ours were going to start coming out from multiple sources that were going to start showing this thing a little more. And they just had to get it out, Dan. So I think that's why we don't see it out, bombing through the desert just yet.
Yeah, but they need to do that.
Yes, I agree.
They need to go blast this thing around, and they need to show that dirty, rugged mentality if they're going to sell this truck against the Toyota, because this thing is competing against the Toyota and the Ford. And we know what Ford does. Toyota's been smashing the overland market as hard as possible with their sponsorships and their what's out there right now and what their truck's being used for.
Right.
If you look on any kind of social media, half the stuff that you see is Toyota Tacomas with a bunch of rooftop tents and thousands of people camping out in the middle of a cow patty or something.
Hey, I see Batcell says, didn't Ford do CGI video for the Bronco release? No, they actually did. There was some CGI stuff. All the stuff that you see on their website was definitely CGI, but where you see it bombing through the desert, that was not CGI. But Dan, so I'm looking at the rear of this thing now. I'm happy that it says it's stamped, and I've told our Nissan Nation audience forever it was going to be stamped in the tailgate. I mean, it's a trend. I mean, I could have guessed at that if I hadn't been just told from my sources. I could have guessed at that and said it's going to happen. But
yeah.
So there you go. The rear of this thing, I like how they've tucked the bumper up. They took a playbook out of the Tacoma, and you can see how the rear fenders there are kind of pushed in where the bumper hugs right up into it, because for someone that's off-roaded, both of us has off-roaded the Frontier Pro4x package, and you're going to drag the crap.
For somebody who literally tore the bumper off of a Frontier.
Yes, I peeled the bumper off one of these things, and I think that's pretty smart. Finally, they're paying attention maybe to the off-road market a little bit. And the cool thing, if you look at the rear bumper, is it's not as a harsh adjustment. If you look at a Tacoma, it's just like a real sharp brake to get up to the bumper. Nissan's blended the fender in to where it looks a little more civilized. And nothing against the Tacoma on that. I just think that obviously it's just different styling cues. But the tail lights on this thing, they're very Titan-esque, I will say, the outline of them. But I love how the LED part of the taillight mimics the headlights. That's really sharp.
They obviously combined a lot of design cues from the Titan while trying to, show a new type of vehicle. So
yes, if you look at the way the fenders flare out and the bed flares out just a little bit, definitely Titan-esque. Look at the back window of this thing, Dan. The back window looks larger than the current Frontier. I may be off on it, but it just looks a little larger than the current Frontier. I do like how they didn't take the Frontier or the Pro4x package off of the Titan with the black plastic grille that goes through the Nissan logo there, and just didn't dump it on this. I like that they're letting this truck be itself just a little bit. And
I agree.
You're getting the spoilers built into the tailgate now, which has been done for 10 years. And, of course, the truck should have been redone, we all know, 10 years ago. But let me look at the front just again, because I kept telling everybody to imagine this when people would hit me up and say, Dave, what is this thing going to look like? And is it going to be like the Navara? And I was like, and this is a couple years ago. I said, no, guys, what you're about to see is really a 4th-gen Frontier. This, if you look at the Navara and look at this, this looks like the next design of what that Navara was. Obviously, the American audience needs something a little more. We want a little more rugged vehicle, so we actually expect our vehicles to carry heavy loads and stuff. So that's a primary difference of this vehicle, what it's capable of. And you actually look at the front of this thing. You actually get real tow hooks instead of like on the. If you look at the Navara, refresh Navara, they were just little plastic pieces that looked like tow hooks. But the grill, very tightness. They're going with that Warrior kind of the grill, that the mask kind of the look, the eye holes. Definitely has that in there. But I would not call this thing a mini Titan, really. I think it has a good chunk of its own personality.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. I'm kind of bouncing between this and some crap that's coming up.
Oh, sorry.
I may have to dip out. Yeah, I got to dip out.
All right. Well, that's fine. Danny, but thank you for being on here. And I'm sure Danny will have
I'm
final
glad I was
thoughts.
able to see it with all you guys. Yeah, maybe me and Dave will do some final thoughts on a live or something like that, or another video. But I'm super pumped on this. Like the truck is everything. It's very Xterra-ish. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Yep.
I like the interior was what blew me away. I think the exterior we've seen, pretty much, but we didn't know what to expect for the interior. So I'm glad I think that's going to be a home run for them.
Wow.
So, but I appreciate it, guys. I have.
Hey, go protect and serve our country, buddy.
All right, boys.
All right, later, Dan.
Take it easy. Thanks for watching, boys. See ya.
All right, so there was Danny, and once again, I appreciate Danny taking some time away to be a part of this. So we'll go through this, and I'm going to go through y'all's comments. Bring your questions, bring your concerns, what you thought of it, and we're going to go through the Pathfinder a little bit too, because the Pathfinder deserves a little bit of love. But I want to kind of get a couple final punches on this thing. I love that Nissan was like, this is actually a mid-sized truck. That was kind of a jab at Ford. The Ford Ranger is just a monster of a mid-sized truck. And now this grew a little bit. Don't ever think this didn't grow just a touch. But it's still within the realm of actually being a mid-sized vehicle. It's not a mini full-size, as you call some of the other brands. Once you look at the hood of this thing, very powerful hood. I like the new design features where they're the hood's overlapping into the fenders a little bit. The one thing that I'm not a big fan of is these fake air vents out front here, right here. They don't look bad. I'm just going to be nitpicky right now of this thing, and we'll go from there. But I think overall it looks very powerful. There you can see those a little bit better, and you can see it looks like they've got what tires are those? I can't tell what those are. There's some fake CGI tire on that. Let's see what else we got here. There's the thing at night. The daytime running lights on this thing look really good. Overall, we'll get into more of this. I'll do some breakdown videos of this thing, but the interior is when I saw this, it blew me away. All right, so now we've got more big deals popping in, and we'll see. Once again, this is unexpected, but I like it. Stick with me here, guys, because somebody's calling in, and I gotta do a quick edit here. So let's see. I feel like I should say y'all talk amongst yourselves here. Oh, dang it. All right, so Tim with Pickup Truck and SUV is just not quite here yet, but we'll get to it. But so the interior of this thing looks great. No real carryover from the last Frontier at all. I mean, not that you would expect it too much, but it does look very unique in its own. Obviously, the Warrior colors on this thing. Look at these Warrior colors. That's very Warrior-like on this thing. It does have just a little bit of carryover from the Frontier, the way the stitching is in the dash. But overall, the screen's to me a little outdated looking right now. But other than that, I think this thing looks great. I think those seats look very impressive. If you've done any kind of time in Nissan's zero gravity seats that they do, I've done long trips over across America in this thing, and they're very, very comfortable. Very, very impressed with those. Let's see. You get some LED, this is all from Titan, and it's pretty standard in trucks now. Looks like you're getting an extra extra strap area down there, which is kind of nice. Back seats look great. I like the fold down. There's a cup holder in there. It's a Nissan, so it's going to have 1,600 cup holders in this thing. The way the seats are, I'm very impressed with those. Now pricing of this thing's where we might get a little iffy on this thing, but let's see what else can we find here. The AC unit is pretty standard in the Nissan brand. Let's see. Sorry. Let's see. Trying to join in a call here. Dadgummit. Anyway, so let's see what else we got here. This is the back. You're getting an actual inverter in the back of this thing now. It looks like a USB-C and a normal USB in the rear of this thing. That looks very nice. Once again, those handles, those grab handles, a lot like what Ford Bronco is doing. Those are really nice. Look at the cup holders in this thing. I like how it's adjustable. That's real nice. You're getting a nice center console shifter, which for whatever reason, people in the Titans, they miss that. The old Titans, they loved that. Let's see. Somebody roasted me. Sorry. I haven't. Somebody can't. No, Tim. It won't join. It won't join your call for some reason. It's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. You know the drill. It's just sitting there doing its little circle thing of I don't want to join the call. Let me X out of that. Let's try it again. I do want to talk to you, Tim, about this. And once again, this is live. This is one guy producing a show, guys. Some of these other guys have people doing it for them, but no route. Tim, it is not letting me. I don't know why it's doing it, but it is not, Tim, for whatever reason, wanting me to talk to you. Let's see. Let's see if we can start a voice call here. We'll work from there. All right, Tim, are you there? Maybe? It is not letting me. Oh, I hear a delayed effect of me. So we're getting closer. There's Tim. All right, let me bring Tim in here.
Not Tim for whatever reason.
And Tim, if you can turn down your
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go through this a little bit more because I do want to break down Pathfinder with you just a little bit as well.
I just saw you loving all over the Frontier, and I was like, okay, all right, slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit.
We just had a talk about this. Like, me and you, we had about a 2-hour phone call discussing the good and bad of these things before they popped out. And there we go. All right. Once again, guys, this is live, so I'm editing as you can quickly.
Editing in the fly,
Yes.
because he's a fly guy.
Well, something like that.
Yeah,
All right.
something like
And
that.
if you don't know Tim, I don't know why you wouldn't know, but Tim is with Pickup Truck and SUV Talk. Tim is a good friend of the channel. And all right, so Tim, we got you up there in the corner a little bit. It's your time to shine, man. Let's break these pictures down. First off, Tim, I want to talk to you about the radio in this thing. Now, you have a 2021 Titan in your driveway right now. What is your impressions of that radio from just what you've messed with it?
I've messed with it a little bit. I mean, I like it's easy to reach, easy to get to the buttons. I mean, that's great about it.
Real knobs. I love having
it
real
does,
knobs.
I know it, but it's one of those designs, especially in the Frontier as well. I guess the Frontier is a little bit better. I was thinking more Pathfinder, more like an afterthought sometimes with some of these interior designs.
Yes.
And so I'm be curious what it looks like when, in a couple of years. You know, is it still an afterthought or is something better?
Yeah, I feel the only thing I feel like this radio has only been out for 2 years now in the full size Titan, but I just feel like it looked old in the Titan from the get go. And if I'm just going to quickly nitpick this truck, that's the only thing I can just quickly find in this thing that just looks old. And I don't know why it looks old to me. It just sort of looks like you were saying, it was just like it wasn't important. Just throw something in there.
Yeah, and I have the same thoughts. I don't know why we just got a little fuzzy. Not sure what's up with that. Maybe Nebraska can't connect to Tennessee right now for any reasons. I'm sure it'll clear up though. But yeah, I have the same thought. I do like the fact we have buttons. I'm more looking for the heated seat button. Is that a button or is it a knob? I hate the heated seats they have now.
Yes.
And I'm just kind of looking for, more wow from that. I felt like everything's going big these days. Everything's doing like big horizontal screens, even bigger screens. And I don't know why. It just doesn't pop with as impressive as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, what about the kind of Bronco-ish highlighted around the grab handles and stuff? I like that. I kind of like how it boxes in that area. If that in that under the radio there, you see the little kind of cubby hole there. It actually keeps stuff from falling out. It seems like.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I think it looks really good. I think people will. I don't know if it's got much use in a real situation like that, but maybe it does. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that, and I thought that was done pretty well. I do wonder about some guys that are bigger guys who have more needs for width. I don't know if they're going to like it as much hitting their knees on the side of that, but that's just going to wait and see what happens.
Right.
How the seat fits for a variety of people. But I was when I got these photos, I looked at that. I thought that was pretty cool. What I thought about was it was a little thing they could do, just a little thing they could do to make the Frontier stand out a little bit more against competition. So I thought any little thing you can do right now in the marketplace is a big deal. So I thought that was cool. I like this. I like the steering wheel. I like the steering wheel better in the Frontier than I do the Pathfinder. And I happen to see that red on the logo for Nissan. And I thought that was pretty nice. When I got in the Titan, I was a big fan of that and the dash. I thought those are really big improvements.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be curious to mess with steering wheel buttons. The interior designer and I got in an argument one time about those buttons. He likes them really harsh because he likes the feedback on those.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like them as harsh. I kind of like them as a little bit softer response. And so I just thought, looking at that, I thought that's better. Again, it's for me, it's incremental things. And I don't know if they could do like maybe a little of that orange stitching around the steering wheel, make it pop a little bit more.
Right.
If what they could do with that, I just kind of thought, overall, I thought they could do. I thought they did pretty well with this.
Well, Tim, Nissan actually has a live walk around going on right now, and I've got it popped up here. If you guys can still hear it.
At home, you can plan all your vehicles, put things together, and
but they're doing a live walk around of this truck
as your own home or apartment or condo. So check out Shop at Home at NissanUSA.com.
It's on the same feed that they were doing from earlier.
Cabin space, and again, I'm going to go back and just take a peek inside of here. This vehicle is as roomy as I've ever seen. Again, the nice thing is the footprint did not enlarge, but they're doing a live walk around.
Hey Tim, I'm blaring through your speakers.
And I've got more usable front space. One of the cool things, the console even has these cool little grab bars in the front, but I've got more interior space than I had before on Frontier. I'm going to go back in. Again, I'll have to look up numbers and again, exact details of headroom, legroom, that's yet to be released. But I can tell you from having been with Nissan for a while, I have more space.
I feel like the seats were a little thinner, Tim,
and I know I've got more space in the back. I just
Frontier.
don't have the exact numbers, but you will be comfortable in Frontier.
The backs of them
right
is big and thick.
Everyday truck. Absolutely guarantee that.
Yeah, I'm just been a big fan of Nissan seats for years, and so I'll be really curious. I think seating for whatever reason has become a big issue for me, and maybe because I'm doing longer drives and such. And I don't know why it's not more of an emphasis for consumers. But I want to see look at the top of his head.
And your Android and all.
I don't have audio for that, but I can looking at the shape of his head. Looks like a little taller guy.
Right.
I know the Tacoma. A lot of people complain about the head height in the cab.
Yeah.
Well, and so I'm just kind of
because Tacoma uses that more crushed, like the body just sort of sits on top of the frame, and it's an afterthought of
wireless.
It's really narrow, yeah.
Is not here, but we have standard.
It's really narrow there, so I'm just curious to see.
Nice place to set things here. So you just use the plug here.
How he
as
looks.
You're plugged in. All the
by talking about tech and such. I mean, it's
right up top here, Tone.
Ken is about 6 foot. Okay, so if Ken's 6 foot. Kevin, is he 6 foot? He's one of those guys that's longer torso or longer legs.
Yeah, Kevin, let's break down the play-by-play here of our Nissan rep.
I like to use the phrase.
Right, no, I mean, I'll be honest, it makes a big difference. I'm shorter, so I don't think of these things, but it does make a big difference for guys. I found with Tacoma, if you have longer legs.
Look at the door handle, the way it's molded into the body.
But hey, keep writing us notes and.
Oh, yeah, the interior door handle. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they don't do more of a
options. I'm going to take a peek out.
A stronger door handle for interiors.
We're looking at
longer torso. Okay, so it just always the door handles are the same throughout all the vehicles. It seems like, and they're just kind of chintzy.
If you have the King cab, you're looking at a 73 plus.
So especially with the sunroof, my head hit the ceilings. Yeah, so I'm just curious to see. I wish they would just show just another inch or so on the camera. Just see the top of his head. Does he have room in his head?
Even though you've got a mid-size pickup that fits into the garage. So
the 2021 2020 Tacoma has adjustable seat.
So
up and down.
There's a lot more
we can
talk about with Frontier, and I can't wait to drive one.
My head basically went through the sunroof when I put it all the way up.
before you hop into a new Frontier or Pathfinder, there's so much new technology.
I mean,
Do take
I guess,
a look at the
you
owner's
know, when I look
manuals
at this
because
truck,
some of these
I'm
safety and
seeing
driver's
a
aid features are fantastic.
Tacoma a
It's
lot in the
important
front
you know
end.
how they work
and I'm
before
seeing a
you
lot.
take off. But do drive a
Right,
Frontier
but
as soon as
I
it's
feel like
possible.
they're doing a little
It's
bit
gonna be a
better than
great
the
truck.
Tacoma in a
It's
couple
gonna
areas.
surprise
Whereas
you what a
I
great
think the
vehicle it is
interior
for
works a
every
little bit
day.
more, and I
Why
like the grab
don't
panels a
we
little bit more.
look
And I
at
think the
the
bed's got a
future?
little more
The future
versatility with those
is
utility
right here.
track and coming with
It
the
is
available
the
spray and bed
Nissan
liner and things.
Aria.
It
This
feels
is
like they're
Nissan's
taking it
very
out. They're
first
taking Tacoma's
electric
playbook.
crossover.
No, they
And-
definitely are.
and they're designing a
It
better
is
place.
the
I mean,
embodiment of
this to
Nissan
me raises
Next.
the
It
bar
shows
incrementally,
everything our
but it does
designers
raise the bar
are
for Tacoma a
going
little bit.
for. It's what we want to do
Right.
with
So
the future.
if he's going to
But the
talk about
future
Aria,
happens
I
to
don't
be
really
here
care to
now
get into
because
Aria right
Aria
now.
will be here this
Give it just a
year.
second
Now,
more. and
we
We'll go back to
know an
breaking down these
awful lot
photos.
about electric vehicles.
I feel like it's a
Nissan
Nissan
launched
product
the
lineup
over 10
display.
years
Well,
ago.
and
and
I
don't
was telling
know
Dan,
why.
I was like, Dan,
Mass-produced
this is the most eyes they're going to have on the brand for a
of all time.
while. So yeah, you
Mass-production
definitely got
device.
to fill out
It is
everything and be
now
like, hey, we did
sold,
it all,
and there's so many
guys.
people driving it.
Yeah,
We've driven
yeah.
more than 5
No,
billion
so people are talking about the
efficient
height and
miles.
fitting into the Tacoma.
One
I've had
that's all we
guys
have to
that
say to
will
that.
not buy a
Our
Tacoma
meat
because they're
customers
6'2".
Yeah.
They
love their
cannot fit
car,
in the vehicle.
and guess
I've had
what?
guys that are 6'3" that fit in
Here
the Tacoma
comes
just
the
fine.
first crossover
It's
for
just
you.
about your makeup. It's
Super
longer
sleek,
legs, torso,
super
that kind of
elegant,
thing.
super thin
You know what's funny? They're trying to sell
runners
this as a
and
live video,
headlights,
and this
giving a
isn't
whole
live.
new look to V-motion,
That
and
the
electric
Z,
grille
the Proto Z was
illuminated
in
to let you
Nashville
know
in
that this is
December,
a
and it went back around
EV.
Christmas to
What
back to
we are
Japan.
really
So
after here is strength,
I love movie magic
ultimate
of
technology,
things trying to
and
look
the
live that really
ultimate
aren't.
in minimal design.
It's a live
all
broadcast,
here.
I guess.
It doesn't show off. Everything
Yeah.
is all under the radar. With
But
Aria.
I know you're not you take a
We
lot
are
of heat on
offering
EV,
Aria with 2
but
different batteries.
definitely it's
65
you know the
kilowatt-hour
SUV
and a
side of it
90
especially is
kilowatt-hour.
coming.
We are
Truck side, I think it's
estimating
debatable,
early on right now
but the
that the
SUV
two-wheel
side is
drive
definitely
version
coming.
Can go as far as 300 miles.
All right,
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I specifically said
I'm
to
breaking
those
away
What's
from
that?
this right now, guys,
we are
because
offering an
I don't really care
all-wheel
about
drive or four-wheel drive version of
discussing
this.
the latest
We call
in
that system E-Force.
yeah.
E because it's
No, I mean,
electric.
we'll
It's
all have
F
some version
or
of
for
EV at some point. They'll
ORCE.
all have some sort of battery EV or hydrogen EV. Electrification is coming in vehicles. Just to what extent it's coming is going to be up for debate.
right. The 360 cameras around the Frontier, I think that to be competitive definitely has to be there. I think that was a nice thing. The only thing I've ever noticed about Nissan cameras, though, they feel like there's 720 cameras in a 1080 or a 4K world. They just needed to pump that up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I think, I mean, I can buy a webcam now for $20 that does 1080. So I'm not
Yes.
sure why there's such a delay there.
Yeah, that boggles my mind too, man. But I mean, obviously these are pictures; they're heavily CGI. But I mean, it looks like it's an improvement.
But still, I mean, still as a picture, that still doesn't look as sharp as it should be. I mean, my new Ford truck, man, it looks really sharp, even in pictures versus this.
Yes, and doing time in a 21 F-150, yes, definitely. Like it's night and day. Like it's 4K is what it feels like in that F-150. Overall dash layout of this thing, man, I think anything was an improvement, and that's not being crappy on the brand. It's just anything was going to be an improvement. I like the dashiness. I like it actually kept an actual physical tack in this thing, but yet you get a little bit of the nice 7-inch screen in there as well. I like the styling, kind of that Warrior styling that they've done in this trim, even with the tacks and stuff. I feel like if they would have went much more with this orange or red color, that it would have been too much. But I do like the fact that they give you a little bit of that Warrior feel. There once again you can.
I like the fact they did it. I like the fact they actually did something. They weren't like afraid to do. It feels like Nissan's got a little bit of reputation for bland vehicles over the last couple of years, and so it's nice they went and did something.
Yes,
it is interesting that the door locks and door hand and windows are like the 4Runner.
Oh, are they?
That whole on the side thing. Yeah, 4Runner is the same thing.
You can catch that. Well, I do the door locks. That's very Titan. If you look at those, the window stuff, it's very tight in there. And even that kind of that weird shape in the door there, that's all Titan. I guarantee you, Tim, you walk outside, a lot of that would look like your Titan you got out there. But what about center shifter?
Sure.
What about center shifter, man? I know it's always a debate. People in the Gen 1 Titan was they wanted a column shifter, And then when they brought a column shifter into the Gen 2 Titans, all that crowd decided they liked the center shifter better, and even Ford and everybody's kind of went to center shifting. What's your opinion in a midsize truck?
I don't mind the console. I call it console shifter. I don't mind a console shifter in a midsize truck because if you were to do a column shifter, you run into some issues with getting the heating and cooling controls, radio controls, and the four-wheel drive controls. At least this way you can reach and not reach around something.
Yeah.
I just feel like in the midsize, you have much smaller room. Now in the full size, you have more space. So like, and what's weird about it is my F-150, because it's an XLT trim, has a column shifter, and the Sport, and if you do a Sport package with that XLT, you get the console shifter.
Right.
And so it's interesting back and forth. What's fascinating to me is all I got in my console is a storage bin where the shifter would go.
Really?
I didn't get like this amazing more space. I didn't get anything that I didn't. Everybody's like, "Well, you get more space." Well, it's the size of my cell phone. So what? I put napkins down there, maybe my sunglasses, extra pair of sunglasses, something. It's not like it was like over the moon. Like, oh my gosh, I got all this additional space.
Right.
So I just think in the midsize, you don't have enough room to do a column shifter well. In the full size, it really doesn't matter. It's a mountain over a molehill. People make this stuff out to be. And you're not really saving that much space. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, when you do your final review on that Titan, look when you shift it into drive, look how much it actually covers the heating and AC controls. You won't find the defrost suddenly, like you were saying earlier. You'll just lose a bunch of the dash. Let's see what else.
Well, that's because it's a baseball bat.
Yes,
I mean, the thing is massive.
Yes. Let's see here. The wheels. What's your impression of these wheels, Tim? Very Titan-like, very Pro4x Titan-like. A little different, but still, I don't know. I may have to see these in person to kind of fall in love with them. Or sometimes with the wheel, when you put an aggressive tire on it, maybe just a little more aggressive AT tire, they pop. My first impressions of this aren't there for me.
So I happened to be texting with a rival engineer at the time this video came out.
Right.
And I shared a picture with him, and he said they even copied my shitty tire design. Is what he said.
Oh man.
So I think that's what I'm going to say for that.
Okay.
I think that's my entire answer.
These, if you look at the old Pro4x wheels that they're putting on the current Frontier, they're definitely the next generation of those. I like how Nissan's trimming out their logo with the wheels, but once again, I almost feel like it's getting to be a little over the top with all the orange color in there. Let's see, the tailgate. Obviously, we knew stamping of the tailgate and of the front grille was coming. I fought you on that grille forever, and you're like, Dave, it's coming. You're going to see Frontier in that grille, and I was like, God, I hope not. That still hasn't won me over. But the tailgate, right. They're going to instantly get a lot of, they're just copying Tacoma. Well, Tacoma, sure. Ford, everybody was doing this. It's not just one brand.
My argument is, it's the same thing I said to Chevy engineers. You can give me a Chevy badge in the front and spell out Silverado on the back. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You can give me Ford on the front and spell out F-150 on the back. That's fine. But don't give me Ford on the front, Ford on the back, Chevy in the front, Chevy in the back. And now we have Frontier on the front, Frontier in the back.
Yes.
Like, why is it got to be on twice? Like, I mean, yeah. It's like, I don't understand why it's got to be twice. Just do it once. Be done with it.
Right. But the Frontiers, it's pretty powerful. We've seen this in the Navara that released a couple months ago where we knew this was coming. So it's not a shocker. Definitely, there must be something to the aerodynamics of a tailgate, because you see all the manufacturers now where they're bulging out right under the Nissan there. You can tell where they stamp Frontier in, but the panel bulges out a little bit. There must be some weird aerodynamics to that, because I can't believe that's just a design trend.
It could be that, or it could be a crash situation. So, like, the Frontier has got that extra bump on the front of its bumper.
Mm-hmm.
That was for a proposed crash safety test. And so I wonder if that gets tucked in tighter if during a crash test, maybe it doesn't reverberate so badly. Maybe there's something behind that stops that from causing so much of a crush.
Right. Well, I hope, for God's sakes, that the tailgate isn't the 100-pound tailgate that they're using right now, man. And you know what they're not talking about is I was told that there are going to be some aluminum panels on this truck. So I would say a tailgate would be a great place for some lighter materials.
Yeah, usually like Chevy did, anything that swings is aluminum.
Mhm.
So tailgate, hood, doors, anything that swings out is aluminum. Everything that's not swings out is steel.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see here now the Frontier stamped into the grill. I'm not a fan of it on the Titan, and I'm not a fan of it on this. And I hope, for God's sake, some manufacturer comes out there and offers a new grill. I like the grill itself. I just don't like. Once again, I don't need to be slapped in the face of what I purchased. I know what I purchased. The guy in front of me, when I ran into him, he knew what I purchased. So I don't need it stamped across his car. But I feel like this is a chance too where Nissan could have ditched the burger up here and just went with a classic Nissan across the hood, kind of like Ford does with the Raptor, something to that nature. Maybe if you remember the Nismo picture that I revealed where it kind of showed Nismo across the front. Maybe that's what they've got in the future plan. But overall, the front of this thing, I was very impressed with, man. I think the one part of this truck that blew me away was the taillights. I don't know why. Taillights don't normally do much for me, but the one thing about the Titan was the outline always looked good, but the insides of it just, I don't know, just copied Ford or somebody too much, where these are definitely unique. And I like how they blended the brake lights to blend in with the running lights in the front.
Yeah, so going back to the badging, I've learned from my colleagues, and I was in Japan talking to them about it, is that the badging is really a Japan concern. They really are specific about what badging they're allowing on different vehicles. That's why the Platinum Reserve didn't have like a special badge in the front; had to have Cummins on instead.
Right.
Just a bunch of marketing things going on, things that corporate Japan is talking about. One of the things that concerns me a little bit about these new tail lamp designs and front lamp designs is as you add more stuff to it, now you're talking about additional replacement costs. Mm-hmm. So if something were to happen to that tail lamp, that's a pretty expensive repair. And the same thing we found out with the Ford is if you take a ball bat and crush the taillights in the Ford F-50, it's like $180, $250 to have that replaced because they have the cameras inside those. So I like the things to be a little separate so I don't destroy something, but I can see where they put them together from a design standpoint. It does look sharper, and it does look like it's going to create a better lighting signature at night.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously there's standards now. There's safety standards to all this stuff. So they're required to have so much of that material or area there be a certain color and all that. And they are getting to find different ways of making the same thing look different. All the brands are like I can only imagine the guy that has to design a headlight or taillight anymore, because when Audi came out with these running lights 12, 13 years ago, and everybody started kind of mimicking them, like taillights started mattering. Like in the old days, you used to get a round light. Every Ford and Chevrolet probably had the exact same round light. They were glass. They were real dangerous in a crash.
Right.
But you got that, and now it's like they've got these vehicles so fine-tuned now of just tweaking a little, I'm sure there's a department now for taillights in these companies. Like, give us your latest and greatest.
Yeah. So, and these are things that ultimately you can nitpick back and forth, but excuse me, it's really going to come down to what other features are going to offer. I didn't hear a whole lot as far as like other cool features. I didn't hear anything about like a trail control feature, a crawl control. I didn't hear anything about like one pedal driving.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about the Pro4x has special shocks. I didn't hear any of those things that were like, buzzwords now as far as mid-sized trucks and off-roading. Like, you don't hear that it had those features. And so I'm curious, if they're going to still try to aim for that lower price point like they have in years past and sell on volume at lower price point, then they are going to try to set a price point that's going to be as competitive. Because when you look at this Pro4x versus like the ZR2 or versus a Tacoma TRD Pro, it feels like to me it's missing a few of the off-road goodies. I don't have those kind of off-road goodies.
I do think some of this is going to come because, like I said, they are so far behind. They had to get this truck out. And I don't think crawl control and all that's coming because, for one, they're pushing you to all the Pathfinder and stuff that I have up now. They want to push you to that for some of those features. And the truck, I think it's either they can't afford to throw these features into this truck because obviously we know the trucks, it's basically the underpinnings are older. And there's nothing wrong with that. If it works, it works. Why rewrite this? But maybe it's something to do with the transmission, like getting all that together. I don't know. I just feel like that.
I mean, that's that market. I mean, the TRD Pro, the off-roading market, that is the market. The ZR2, that's the market for these. These guys are spending the extra dollars. And so, I was surprised that they didn't have anything. They didn't talk about that at all. I mean, especially considering we just had a Raptor yesterday.
Right.
This is where the market's at. And so, it's to me, it's either you go that route or you go the route of offering a regular cab, long bed, lower truck, because you're going to get that volume buyer.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious.
Well, you can tell they're definitely trying to right the brand a little bit. Obviously every car and truck they produce was outdated. Like the hundreds of billions of dollars trying to right the I say it's because of the former leadership. He was more worried about volume than quality, it seemed like, or keeping the lineup fresh. So I really feel like, man, the poor company as a whole is doing everything it can to kind of like, well, we can spend $100 million on this truck. Okay, Pathfinder, let's throw maybe $70 million at it here. Like they're just throwing darts, hoping one takes off a little bit.
Yeah, but I think it's like the Titan updates did there. I think they're making some smart decisions. I think the Titan updates were better than the original Titan that came out. So
Yes.
I mean, it's like I feel like they're making some smart updates, and the Frontier is long overdue, and you can argue about why that happened. But I think they've made some really smart updates to the Frontier as well. And so I just wonder, like, where are they going to be at with being a little more competitive on that. So yeah, I'm just curious. It's just it was very curious not to see anything in the press release. I mean, my video was 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I kind of ran out of things to say because you can look at it, open a door, look inside, and it's kind of all you got.
Right.
And that's not good.
Well, and once again, I think COVID has put these guys behind too. And I think, obviously we know a new Tundra's coming and some other brands have gotten some stuff. But I think when I look at the Raptor release yesterday, I think it just sort of proves too that these guys, all these manufacturers are struggling to really wow right now. Like it's like a year ago when they kind of were all forced to stop. They're like, well, where did we stop at? Okay, here's what we got to reveal, and we'll work from there. Stephen Breslin's asking, can we assume that the front suspension and rear suspension components are identical as the previous F Alpha platform? And yes, everything I know about this thing, nothing of the underpinnings really changed. I'm hoping that Nissan had a problem with the Frontier upper control arms hitting into the tower of the shock. I'm hoping they fixed that, but other than that, my understanding is nothing's really changed about the front of it.
Yeah, that's my understanding too. But like I said, I could take it all back. They could have a great truck offering if they price it below the ZR2 and the TRD Pro price, right? So you'd offer that customer. You'd say, hey, you can buy the off-road truck. You can get the 4-wheel drive, the off-road goodies there. Yeah, you don't get crawl control. Yeah, you don't get a couple of those features, but we're going to offer you at a lower price point. And so that's what I think. That's at the end of the day, what really comes down to me with Nissan Frontier is I think it's smart. They've made some good decisions. I think the new engine's good. Underpinnings are still solid. The exteriors and interiors refresh, whatever you want to call it, is better. So now it comes down to price. Like, where are they going to be at in the price? How's it going to fit in the marketplace?
Yes. And speaking of that, as we wrap Frontier up, where do you think they end up price wise in this? Because they have to be not a bargain vehicle, but they have to be more affordable because of Nissan, the trouble they've been in, right? Or do you think they just go, you know what? Because they kind of did it with Titan. They were like, no, we're going where the market is.
Yeah, I think they got to be an inexpensive truck, right? So like Stephen Breslin says, he thinks crawl control is lame. Great, no problem there. So offer the truck at a lower price point without those features. And then the guys who don't like that stuff, or the guys don't need all those other pieces, can buy the Frontier with less money. I think they need to at least be $5,000 difference if you're going to do that. Take those features out and have that as being your starting price as your really good value proposition. I think where Nissan sometimes get in trouble is when they take a Platinum Reserve and make it the same price as somebody else with less content. And so just got to be really careful on the marketing side where they position this product in the marketplace. But I'd love to see. And here's the other thing that's exciting is they have the non 4-wheel drive Pro. They call it the Pro X. So they have the 2-wheel drive Pro X. That truck could be 30, 35 range and could be a really good option for guys who just want to play in the desert, don't need 4-wheel drive. They're going to add some bigger tires anyways. They know how to get out of situations. You have a big engine in it. So I wonder if that could be a really good placement for them and offering, like, again, a value thing. I thought the Frontier always won on price and size. And so I think if you're going to make it a little bit bigger, just still win on price, because I think that's where the volume was really going.
Yes, I agree with that. And I think, I read a report the other day, we were talking about this truck going, well, I don't think there's going to be a price increase, guys. Get over that. There has to be. That you don't put new technology in vehicles. Not that there's a ton of new tech in this thing, but it's still, I think a Pro4x right now, you can get one for retail $36. I'm on the fence. Under 40 definitely. Maybe 38, maybe 30, right at 39, Tim. Because Ranger and all these guys are proving that people, you just throw a price on it, an expensive price, and people will buy them right now.
Well, there's always this wrong assumption that a midsize is just a smaller version of full size, and people don't know why they cross shop them. I've talked to so many midsize customers that they don't want a full size, and they see it as a completely different market. They don't see the trucks being very comparable at all, and to some degree, they're right. To other degrees, they are pretty comparable in my opinion. But yeah, I see it all the time where people either do two things. Either one, they decide they want midsize, and it's blinders. They won't look at full size at all, no matter what the price is. Look at that way. Or I find people that will cross shop the weirdest things. I get comments all the time on a GMC Sierra Honda Ridgeline comparison I did, and how people were shopping that same combination on before they saw the video, which is just bizarre to me. So you don't know that the customers are so interesting the way they shop for things.
Yeah, that Ridgeline video that you did, that was crazy, and some of the comments were even crazier in that video that you had up there.
Yeah, and people still reference that video, and frankly, I had those two trucks that week. I said something on a live stream. People were like, do a comparison, and I was like, all right. So I just went and did a comparison, and the damn thing took off. And it's just because people cross shop the weirdest things. I had a guy one time tell me he sold his Ram one time with a Cummins because he got a Tacoma because Tacoma was faster off the line.
Wow.
It's just people do weird things, but I still think that. If Nissan can build a Pro 2X, that Pro X, what do you want to call the thing that they're talking about?
Yeah.
In that $30,000 range, that gives you the goodies, that's basic, that gives you the upgraded interior and the seats, comfort, and then you can do all the stuff you want to do with it, not have the additional off-road goodies, and you're feeling satisfied with your purchase. I think that's a good vehicle all day long. I would buy that all day long.
Well, do you think? Because you've done some nice reviews on the Frontier, and you still think it's a great little truck as is.
Yeah.
This overall, though, I think to keep the current customer, I think it was enough, right?
Yeah, I think that they did enough. I don't have any negative things to say about it. I've been known to pick on Nissan in the past, but I don't have anything really negative to say. It just to me, it looks like a Tacoma, and frankly, that's not a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
Come on, the Tacoma is the best-selling truck in the marketplace, midsize, so why not copy them a little bit? I don't have a problem with that. The seats have been great, so the styling's really good. I want to see more colors. I want to see more information on pricing, and I want to see more cab configurations. Like I didn't see much as far as in their rollout. They didn't talk about different cab configurations, didn't talk about different colors, didn't talk about that kind of stuff.
Well, in cab
we only saw the
they only showed the Pro4x.
We only saw one color.
Yeah, which is they're great. Now my understanding is it's going to come out with the I was told by an insider it's going to come out with the red that truck you have now, that what do they call that color, fire engine red of some sort. It's coming out it's coming out with some greens. I think probably the green that we're seeing here on the Pathfinder, and the Battleship gray that it was released in. And it's actually that's one thing Nissan too, is they used to come out with cool colors. They would take chances on colors, and used to see the weirdest kind of popsicle orange Frontiers, and they just quit doing that in the mid 2000s. And I'm glad to see them taking a little bit of chance on colors again. But so Tim,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I think that Nissan needs to define themselves and having some funky colors, having a little bit lower price point. I think they could really find a good place in the marketplace and have another strong seller.
Right. And initially, this thing you'll get 8,000 to 10,000 a month sales, and then I think they'll if they could do that, I think Nissan would be happy with that thing right now. It's never going to take on Tacoma, for those monthly sales. But I think right now Nissan needed a home run, and I think for them that was it was definitely a triple for Nissan. And we'll know once we know more details. But so let's get into this. Pathfinder. Now, you like SUVs, but I wouldn't say you are a connoisseur of the SUV market. You will review them, and you and your partner Jill.
I like the Suburbans, Tahoes, Yukons, the bigger ones.
Yeah. Well, so, Pathfinder is somewhere in the middle. Like it's not the biggest thing you can get, and it's obviously not the smallest thing you get. The one takeaway from this video when they started showing it was this thing doing all kinds of off-roading. Now, I took some heat on the Nissan Nation side of things when I was doing I said, hey, they're testing these out in Moab, and people are like, Dave, you're just full of it. And I kept telling them, it's getting a real transmission. No, they're never going to put, and it's like, guys, they understand the market, and they understand that the transmission was really the weak point, I think, of the last Pathfinder. And to give it a 9-speed now makes it, if you want to take this thing off-roading, makes it more capable. And if you look at like Bronco Sport, they're pushing, or Ford's pushing that thing. Oh, go take it off road, go do this and that. Now, I'm an old school guy. I like a frame under my vehicle, and I like real axles. I'm not completely sold on independent front and rear suspension, but they showed it doing it, Tim. They showed it looking like it could actually go off road.
So my 1962 C10 can go off road just as well, and I don't because I know better.
Right.
so I'm thinking this looks fine to go off road. It looks like it's capable, but it's mild off roading. I think there's a huge difference. I take vehicles and I go out my dirt roads around town and I drive them off road. People are like, "That's not off road. You're just on a dirt road." I'm like, well, it comes down to how you define it. Mm-hmm. I think this vehicle can do the off road dirt trail driving. I found it was kind of interesting. I think that the Pathfinder had more off-road looking videos than the Frontier did, which I thought was kind of bizarre.
And some of that I think is just due to the fact I was telling Danny earlier. I just think that these are ready to go. The Pathfinder was ready to go, and the Frontier kind of, we'll see. I think it looks great, but I just don't think they were ready to launch it.
Yeah, I mean, but look at those photos there. I mean, those are really cool photos, mm-hmm. And so. I think what's always going to hurt the Pathfinder is going to be the unibody, design on it, right? So, I mean, that's always going to hurt them, unibody construction. And so that's always going to that's a unibody, kind of stuff. But right. I think for the majority of customers these days, that's off-road to the majority of customers. You see on the screen with that, If you're going to go do the Rubicon, if you can go someplace and do a better off-road trail, you're either going to build something or you're going to buy something that's lifted with bigger tires stock. I mean, that's what you're going to do. Yep. These days, the days of crossing the prairie and your SUV and beating down a path are gone.
Yeah.
We're all driving on public roads. We're all driving on dirt roads that are ready for us. I can go at the Badlands and drive 150 miles in dirt roads up there and call it off-roading because I'm in the Badlands. But really, they're forest roads. They're things that they've pushed, and they've made them smooth over the years. If they get a little bit of rocky too much in them, they'll close them down. They bring in a bulldozer. They make them flat again. So I just feel like, for a lot of customers, this is probably where they want to be. And this is aspirational. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to buy the Pathfinder and do this stuff. I certainly did. Right. I one time had a Pathfinder. I drove from Michigan back to Nebraska, and I went through the Badlands, went off-roading with it. And it was certainly capable. I mean, the challenge you're always going to have is you're going to have ground clearance is always going to be a big concern.
Right.
Because you just don't have it.
Right.
And so I was always very cautious where I was driving to know how much ground clearance I needed. But I just feel like sometimes they're so stuck in the heritage of the Pathfinder name that, it's like you don't see the Toyota Venza doing the same kind of off-roading in photos. And the Venza is basically the same thing.
I don't know. They sure like showing a RAV4 do all this stuff, though.
That's Toyota going,
yeah.
But I mean, so I just, I think sometimes a Pathfinder doesn't have to be a new off-road path.
Yeah.
It could be just, a
you're
a larger vehicle.
Yeah, your path to the grocery or wherever you need to go get supplies. That's your path. I will say this: they've definitely taken a more muscular approach to the Pathfinder, and it was needed. They sold a ton of the last generation in the refresh of it, but it never did anything for me. And I'm not one of these guys that, like you were just saying, that it's got to be a Pathfinder. Well, the Pathfinder hadn't been a real Pathfinder since the 1995, somewhere in there. It went unibody right after that. They teased it with a frame again the last gen, but I think like you were saying, as long as they look capable, I think that's what people want. I think that's what modern car buyers want. I'm the exception. I like to go take my vehicles off road and go have fun with them, or whatever. Take them to the track. You're a big fan of the Juke, Tim, so I know you're gonna love it when I take my Juke to the track. But this looks very capable, and that's all it's got to do. It's just got to look capable.
And one of the things that we're not looking at here, but Jill pointed it out, was that they got rid of the bubble butt.
Yes.
On this.
Yes.
And so it looks more rugged, which is where the market is. And so it's just, to me, this is a great refresh. It's done what they needed to do. The Pathfinder's been a solid seller for them. It's been a very consistent seller. I'm not seeing anything in this that makes me just wow. Yeah. But I think it's probably going to have good seats. It's probably going to ride nice. The 9-speed is going to be a big improvement. And again, I just think it's going to be what it is. And I'm fine with that. I don't need to be, I'm not going to be, it's not a Bronco wow. And that's okay. Cause I think Nissan right now needs solid sellers and solid performers, but I don't think they need like grand slams every time. That's their Z. Yeah. That's going to be that kind of stuff for the big grand slams. But this looks good. I think it looks very updated. I feel like it's got all the bells and whistles that you're going to need, and I feel like it's going to be a really good vehicle offering for them.
That, and you can get the moonroof now in this thing, the picture I'm showing here, and it's definitely got. Why designers though keep shoving these radios up in the air like Tesla? I don't need that in my vehicle, man. Blend the dash in with it. Let's get past that. But it's got a big screen.
Yeah, that's one thing that I didn't care for that. I mean, that's one. The Frontier's better, Titan's better. I mean, that one just feels like it's thrown in. I think it's a matter of space. If you look at the height of that dash, the steering wheel. I don't know what's wrong. Whatever's hit my head right now today, but steering wheel is standing out to me. That steering wheel just doesn't look new. It looks like it's really old.
It's a car steering wheel, by the way, too. It's what they're putting in the Altima. It's the exact same steering wheel. I would agree. I don't need it to look racy by any means, but if you look at the one that was in the Frontier, that's just a Titan steering wheel. It's the exact same steering wheel. I can't, and that's one thing I guess probably you should do a video on this sometime of breaking down particular parts, what they cost, like Toyota, for them to just do a new steering wheel design. I guarantee you it's hundreds of $1 millions just to do a stupid steering wheel design. So I could see them being cheap on that a little bit.
Yeah, I just, it just, to me, it's not very attractive at all. Yeah. Like it's really weird with them because I really love the seats and I like the dash. They've done a good job in the new dash. And so I think they've done a good job overall. It's always little things about vehicles that stand out to me. And I think with Nissan, it just, whatever reason, just hits me a little bit differently on some of the stuff they do. And it's just, I'm not sure why. I don't want to be nitpicky towards them, but I just, to me, it's the little things that they could it's just that little bit more they could add, a little more attention to detail. Yep. And they could have that much better of a product.
Right. And I'm looking at the rear now, and look at the digital dash or the AC controls for the second row passengers, man. That's actually really nice. That I didn't catch that on the reveal. Obviously, inverters are the thing now. You're going to have an inverter back there. But
you have kids, you got to have them.
Yeah. This is definitely a step up from just a basic knob or something that a lot of companies just throw.
And those are heated rear seats as well. Mm-hmm. The outboard will probably be heated rear seats. The middle seat won't be heated.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's
that.
You can definitely see
big deal for me.
I'm sorry. There's the seat button right there. You can see. So yeah, it's definitely heated.
Huh. Yep. I mean, that's a big deal. We're always using heated seats a lot up here. So I'm always looking at that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, having the inverter's key because kids always never charge the Kindles before you're going for a trip or something. You always have the power back there. It's just what's going to happen. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot to like. I think Nissan's done a pretty good job overall here. It's not, it's not a wow. But I guess what fascinates me about this whole conversation is that you have two different colors of the Nissan Pathfinder showing, and some really, one that's actually got accessories to it, and you have one Frontier that's a Pro4x.
Right.
Like it just, I'm like, wouldn't you think you'd spend more time on the Frontier than the Pathfinder? Like when I did my video, I haven't done a video on the Pathfinder because I don't really have a lot to say. And I'm like, well, why not spend more time on the Frontier? Because that's where the market is. But I just find it really fascinating. I mean, really interesting.
Right.
And I was thinking, look at that shift knob we have on the screen. That's a really interesting shift knob.
You know what I like about it? There's the parking is on the knob and not a push button on the center console.
Yes. Yeah, that was a weird design thing people were doing for a while. But yeah, I like it. Small, it's doesn't take much room. Seems like it's pretty fits in your hand pretty well. So yeah, this whole thing is and that's how I think. I think of things like a big 1,000-foot view, but when you're 30,000 feet looking down, you're saying today's reveal was about Pathfinder then Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of the way it felt.
Yeah, definitely. And they could have just done this on Pathfinder, and I think they would have got a lot of attention. But I really think that the hardcore barnacles of Nissan, the Frontier crowd, they had to see something. Like you would have gotten into late summer before you did a reveal. Normally what Texas truck shows or the Texas State Fair is when a lot of trucks are revealed. It's either Chicago, it seems like, or the Texas State Fair. And this makes sense for this. Chicago would have been right now. So I kind of, that's why the Raptor and everything, you're seeing it. But yeah, I after knowing what we learned from it.
Yeah, this has been perfect in Chicago. I mean, the drive modes and everything for snowy weather, this is a great Chicago vehicle, and it made sense to unveil at that show. Absolutely.
Oh, I bet your girl Jill will love to drive this in a little bit because she seems to like Nissan. Okay, she doesn't seem to rag on them too bad.
No, and yeah, she likes them just fine, and she was in love with that new Rogue, and I've had a lot of people tell me they really like the new Rogue, and I like I said, I had that Titan outside, and I don't think the Titan's that bad outside. I can't wait. I was thinking about going for a drive this afternoon, do my 100-mile loop, and test out the fuel economy because, I like a naturally aspirated V8, and I think it's pretty comfortable inside truck. I mean, I have no problems with that at all.
Like you were saying earlier, you're getting crawl modes on this one. It's the same basic transmission as the Frontier, so maybe they're saving that crawl mode for the potential of a Nismo that they're coming out with.
Yeah, maybe. It's a little boggles my mind a little bit that they didn't spend more time on some of those features in Frontier. It's like I always feel like grabbing the phone and calling them up and saying, "Hey, can I get some more details on the off-road capability of this? Like, do you have drive modes? Do you have locking rear differential? What do you have on this thing?"
Yeah,
because I just feel like maybe I missed everything, but I don't feel like I saw that stuff.
Well, the branding here on the center console is just kind of neat and maybe a little different for Nissan. They don't do a lot of branding of Pathfinder and stuff in the previous models on the inside. Let's see what else the center stack of this thing. I really, really, really like this. I thought it was presented really well in the video, and it's a big screen, and which is the future. Where everything's got to be a big center screen now, and they used to look clunky. Now they're looking smooth like your computer. I like the layout of that very well. Let's see anything else. And they're giving you a little bit of the history of the thing, and people are gonna the old school guys want to nitpick Pathfinder, especially for the Nissan brand, and they it's not a Pathfinder and it's not this and that, and I think, guys, those days are way past us. I think those days, if you're an old school truck guy, the Frontier may be the last kind of old school truck that you get, really. If you think about it, Tim, like with a real transfer case and, maybe some of the brilliance of Nissan is that they didn't change, or everybody else is fighting over, crawl controls and the technology. Maybe this is where Nissan can go, hey, You're getting a capable 4-wheel drive truck. It's not going to cost $10,000 more because we didn't put all that stuff in it, and we go from there.
Yeah, I think there's a place to market for that, and if Nissan focuses on that being their place, they could really win. And the more technical trucks have gotten, the more electronics in them, the more stuff's going to break, the more expensive to replace. I mean, I had a $105,000 Cadillac Escalade outside 2 days ago with a 38-inch organic light emitting diode. I had to look that up. Screen. And all I could think was, this thing is going to be expensive.
Yep.
And how it's not going to last. Like I have no thoughts it's going to be looking that same way in 5-10 years. It's going to be in a heap somewhere in the crushed in a crusher, because it just doesn't last. And so, you're looking at this Frontier and this Pathfinder, and I'm thinking, you know what? Simple is probably better. Simple can be better in this marketplace. There's still a customer for that. And so if they hit that mark and they hit that price point just right, I think they could have a really solid winner here.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely, guys, if you have, we'll wrap this up. I appreciate Tim for being in here, but if you guys have any questions for me or Tim, let us know in the comments. I feel bad that I haven't been able to keep up with all the comments, because I'm literally, Tim knows what it's like. You're doing 3 jobs at once, trying to talk, trying to get something cool out here, and, then try to talk to you guys. But overall, I think they had a home run for Nissan. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be for Nissan. That I think the Armada reveal they did in December didn't set a good tone, and I think overall they did a great job. They had some celebrities kind of come out there. Not that people would know Eddie George much anymore, unless you're an old school football fan, or really Tim Tebow. But they are names, marketable names that they're safe names that don't kind of piss people off.
Sure.
Unlike the last person they used as a marketing person. And I honestly was worried that they were going to bring a female out to show us these vehicles that I've documented that kind of aggravates certain markets. So I'm happy that Allison was in there. She's a good spokesperson for the brand. She's always interesting when she comes out. And she speaks well. Nissan's needed somebody in the North American market that can come out and sell their vehicles. And they've not, I don't know if it was Ghosn that just wouldn't allow it or what, but I'm happy to see Nissan North America have a spokesperson now come out that loves the brand, and she's been with the brand for a long time, and, sells us these vehicles.
I agree.
Well, so Tim, let's see. Okay, so Joe Taylor's asking, did I like the reveal itself? Scale 1 to 10. You guys let me know scale 1 to 10 of the reveal, and I'll let you know. Yes, Dan the Man says, I'm happy they didn't do the Infinity launch, that was a hit. Tim, did you ever watch that QX55 launch where they had some jazz musician that nobody had ever heard of? And it was our friend Wendy's idea, and they're throwing darts right now trying to make that brand pop too, so I get it. I will say yes, I thought it was a really good reveal. I tried to tell you guys that you weren't going to get all the information. They weren't going to tell you all the ins and outs of the vehicles. They're going to leave that for this spring, give you something to talk about over the summer. Looks like people are voting pretty good reveals on this thing. Tim, what did you think of it overall?
I thought it was pretty good overall. I would like to see more heritage. I'd like to see more of a story. I just... Eddie George and Tim Tebow is fine. I know they got to use that with the Heisman House and their advantage, so I get that too. But they could have done like Tahoe's done this, Suburban's done this, where they've done like a heritage video, and then they bring the vehicle out and they kind of show, how it all worked. And so that's one thing I would have wished, and that's just me being a storyteller trying to get the the backstory towards the future. But I thought it was pretty good overall. I would like them to stay on task of just having the Frontier and the Pathfinder, but I understand they had the world's the world was watching, so why not show your other vehicles off while you have that? I mean, you have the audience's attention.
Right.
So I'd probably give them a 7.
Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Anything's better than what we saw yesterday, in my opinion. Other than the fact that, like Danny was saying earlier, at least you got to see the Raptor do cool things. I didn't get yesterday. I didn't get that story at all. What they were trying to sell us on. So like you, there's a tween.
I agree.
I like you. I probably could have used some more background on this, but overall, I think it was a good 7, and I'm a Nissan fanboy, so you know, there you go. So guys, be sure to hit the like button on this video. It does help us grow. Thank you guys, all 126 who are still on here. And if you're watching this late, you've gotten through 2 hours of a reveal and some guys talking about trucks and SUVs. So till next time, guys, I will be on live Friday. Friday night we'll do our live show, and I'm sure I'll have some more thoughts about this. I'm going to do on the Nissan Nation production side, my final video over there on the Frontier. And Tim, thank you, buddy, for joining us. Hey, and go to Tim's website, Pickup Truck and SUV Talk. Even the website kicks ass, man. So lots of cool, unique stuff there. So, all right, guys, it was fun.